Welcome to the Roller and the Stroller podcast. I'm Josiah the Roller, and I was born with cerebral palsy and use a wheelchair.
And I'm Kelly the Stroller. On this podcast, we discuss living with a disability, adapting to surroundings in a wheelchair, and the adventures of our interabled friendship.
Join us as we give insight on how to enjoy life with a disability
And share advice on how to understand someone with a disability.
This is the Roller and the Stroller podcast, produced by Sidewallstudios.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Roller and the Stroller.
I'm Josiah. I'm your resident roller.
And I'm Kelly, and I'm your stroller. What are we talking about today, Josiah?
We are talking about the looks that kill. Okay?
Okay.
And this is referring to all of the looks I get and all of the stares that I get from people who see me and my wheelchair.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the first thing I want to say is I know I'm attractive, but damn. But damn. Recently, it dawned upon you because you were with me when we were in a public place.
Yeah.
Tell us that story.
We were at the zoo, and you get stares pretty much everywhere I go. But for some reason, we were at the zoo with Pat and Key and Dave. Shout out all three of them. Cheyenne Mountain Zoo, and we saw Quilliam. But for some reason that day, it was just like everybody and their mom was staring at you. And I don't know why. It was maybe because the zoo is on a mountain and they were impressed or what. I don't know. But it was like not subtle at all. The people that were staring at you, they would hold their stare at you, and like as you were rolling by, their head would follow. And I was like, y'all aren't even trying to like hide it. Like, I don't know. I just found that super strange, and I didn't know. And I think I asked you. I said, "Did you notice that?" And you're like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Well, how do you feel about that?" And you like didn't explain. So.
I have the Riz, first of all. But then, yeah, that has happened to me my entire life. So as an adult, it doesn't make me feel some type of way because people are just going to look. And I've learned that people are just going to look and stare at me. I don't know. Maybe it's because people are not familiar with a wheelchair or seeing a wheelchair or a wheelchair user. And then other times it's like, I think that people don't know what to do. Mm-hmm. Like when I'm coming at them, I'm clearly coming at them to get past them, and they don't know what to do, and they don't know whether to move or whether to give me a boost or whether to say hi. And so a lot of times people are confused about how to interact with me, and I'm like, okay, I just need you to move out the way, like Ludacris said.
Yeah, he
that
did.
One time.
He did say that more than one time. Yeah,
many times. But then when I was younger, it used to make me feel like very uncomfortable and like, why are these people looking at me? You know, it used to make me feel like insecure about myself, and like the only thing they're looking at would be the wheelchair. Is the wheelchair?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
Since I've gotten older, I've realized like I'm out here doing cool shit.
I guess I never thought of it in the way that like people are looking at you because they don't know how to interact. I guess I never thought of that.
So as a person that could walk, then why do you think people are looking at me?
I don't know, because I'm not the type of person that stares at people. Actually, the only time I like stare at people is when I'm like trying to comprehend how like beautiful they are. That's the only time I really like stare at people.
Oh, so if you saw your boy, Dustin Country.
Yeah, but no, I mean like yesterday at the airport, I saw this girl and she was just like gorgeous. Like her style, you could tell it just like fit her. And I was just staring at her style, but I made sure that she didn't see me staring. Like I feel like these people at the zoo like did not care if they caught you or if you caught them staring at you.
Yeah.
So I guess people probably stare, like you said, they maybe have never seen somebody in a wheelchair, or the stereotype that elderly people use wheelchairs and not somebody in their 20s uses wheelchairs, because like most people I see in wheelchair are older. So maybe that, or maybe like you said, they're staring at you to make sure that they get out of your way or whatever. I don't know.
But then they don't move.
Yeah, we ran into to that a lot at the zoo, where people do not move for wheelchairs and you're kind of like, bro.
Or the people in them, and I'm like, excuse me.
This is the only, like this sidewalk is the only sidewalk that he can use. Like you can hop up on the curb for 0.2 seconds of your life to get out of the way.
Pardon me.
Yeah, you're nice about it. You're not just like crashing through people.
And if you think about it, I could roll into their ankles. I could do
but
that.
You're not that guy, so.
But I'm not that guy anymore.
No, anymore.
When I went,
I doubt that. No way. I don't believe
no,
you.
No,
Are you
I
for
wouldn't
real?
intentionally hurt someone.
Oh, okay.
I would
like,
not
I don't
intentionally
believe you.
hurt someone. I had to do a lot of growing because, like, as I said, when I was younger, psychologically, it'd make me go into a bit of a downward spiral and question everything about myself. As I've gotten older, people are not used to seeing wheelchairs or people in wheelchairs. And then a lot of the looks I get are actually from younger kids. And then their parents are like, don't do that. Don't look at them like I'm some sort of like disease. But then I'm like, if they have a question, they can just ask me their question.
Yeah, but I feel like these people at the zoo were mostly adults. Like kids, I get.
Yeah.
But there were a lot of adults that were just like laser beaming. And I was just like, are you looking at something?
Well, they probably saw my muscles.
Probably. They were like, dang, dude, that guy's buff. Or it could have been like a inspired, like, oh, that's freaking cool that this dude is like wheelchairing up this mountain. How did he do it? Or they might have been staring at you like, is he okay? Because this mountain is strenuous.
Yes.
Is he okay? So, I mean, I'm not saying that everybody and their mom has like, I don't know, a mean idea behind their stare, but sometimes I'm just like, you are like not even like hiding it right now. I don't know. I just feel weird.
Oftentimes, I do think that I did think that their intentions, not maybe at the zoo, but I get it when people stare at me for a long time. I'm like, they want to come up and ask me something, and that is either to pray for me or to heal me, and they don't know quite how to approach it.
Is that how that janitor guy started talking to you? Was he staring at you, or did he just come up to you?
No, he was like looking at me, and then finally I said, "What's up, dude?"
Oh, okay.
And then he was like,
he was staring at yeah.
But then often, like, I have to open the conversation. And if they want to pray for me or do whatever, I'm like, are we just going to play chicken?
Yeah. If you don't know what we're talking about, the janitor guy, go listen to our religion recording series.
Part 1 and 2.
That's pretty interesting, about a gentleman that told Josiah he didn't have enough faith in God and that's why he couldn't walk. And your life was not very good or something like that.
But then people will see me at the zoo or on top of Mount Cutler, you know?
Yeah.
And they'll be like, oh my goodness.
Dang, Gina.
Damn Daniel.
Damn.
Back at it with the white van.
With the wheelchair.
With the wheelchair. And I'm like, I don't know. But it used to, yeah.
Okay.
It used to really bother me. Now it doesn't.
Yeah.
And I wish that people would just approach me because I can see. I have eyes and I can see.
Wouldn't it be crazy if you couldn't see and you're just wheeling around down Cheyenne Mountain with a wheelchair?
People. Well, I can't see very well without these guys,
true.
but I don't know. It's just like, especially if you're an adult. Why are you looking at me?
I think, I don't know. I guess I never put you put it in a different perspective that I didn't think about, is like maybe people are just like making sure you're okay, or like that they're not in your way. I don't know.
Yeah, but I was zooming down that thing.
I know.
Okay? Did you see me? Of course you did.
Or maybe they're
right.
like, wow, this guy is doing it. I can bring so-and-so who's in a wheelchair. Like maybe they're just shocked in a good way that you showed them that you could do it. And I don't know. I'm just trying to make sense out of it. But
But wouldn't you talk to the person?
No, I wouldn't. I'm very bad at public, like speaking to somebody I don't know. I wouldn't. No.
You wouldn't even say, hey, that's really rad.
No.
What? You would just stare at me? Okay, if you didn't know me, would you stare at me?
No, I don't.
As I was blasting down Cheyenne Mountain?
What shirt were you wearing?
A tank top. So my muscles were showing.
Okay, no, but what was the tank top?
It was Ice 9 Kills.
I might look at your shirt because of the music, but I wouldn't be staring at you because you're in a wheelchair.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm positive. I know myself very well.
No, but you didn't know me at all.
Mm-hmm.
And you wouldn't see?
I didn't stare at you when I first met you.
See what goes through their mind then.
I don't know. I have no idea.
But you are the person that can walk on this podcast.
Yeah.
Help me.
I can't read everyone's minds.
Help
I'm trying
me.
to think of a scenario where I was staring at somebody that maybe with like a disability. I think maybe one time there was somebody like that looked like they were just about to fall. So I might have been like just watching them just in case. But I don't think I've ever stared at somebody in my adult life, probably as a child, but in my adult life with somebody with a disability.
That's why I give kids a pass.
I look at people. Like, I look at people to acknowledge them, but I'm not like laser beaming staring at them like, what in the name of the world is that?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's rude.
And that's what people were doing, though. It wasn't just like a glance.
Yeah.
It was like...
Well, at least make it subtle, dude. Like, if you want to stare at somebody, like, glance at them and then, oh, wow, look at that. Oh, you know, like, I don't know. It was just not subtle at all.
And I was like, I'm not in a attraction at a theme park.
You're not like an alien or something.
I'm a person. Maybe I am an alien. And I've been hiding it from you this whole time.
Maybe. That'd be kind of interesting.
But I'm like, I don't know. But I'm like, you can stare at me all you want.
Okay. Have you ever approached somebody that was staring at you in an aggressive manner? Like you were the aggressive person. Like, what are you staring at?
No, I've never said what are you staring at to a person.
I don't know.
I'm like, I have asked, do you need something? Do you
Can I help you?
Yeah, and then they say, can I help you? And I'm like, no. So I went to the Foo Fighters. 3 people. I was wheeling and dealing, okay, of course, as I do. And then 3 people just randomly came up behind me and started pushing me. And then I grabbed onto my wheels and I was like, I'm good. Don't touch my wheelchair.
Wait a second.
Don't touch my
3
wheelchair.
randos
3
came up to you.
randos. Not even Hen Dog.
Henry! Shout out to Henry!
Not even, Henry and I went to the Foo Fighters, and 3 randos, started pushing me, and then I was like, no, I'm good.
We need to have Henry back on the podcast. Henry, this is your invitation to your second episode.
I'm good.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So it's just, part of it, like, let me know if this makes sense, is like, not only are they curious, but they think that they want to ask me something, like if they can help me, and then they just are thinking about that and like keep staring at me, but then maybe they don't even realize that they're staring at me.
Could be.
But like you even saw it.
It was
like you noticed it.
I've seen people stare at you before, but for some reason that day I just felt it so much more. I just saw it so much more. And it's not like, oh, because of the number of people ratio, because we go to concerts all the time where there's like tons of people and everybody like does not stare at you.
Yeah, because they're looking at the band.
Well, I mean, even in between bands or something, they're not. Yeah, it was just a really weird day. I feel. I don't know.
Wait, did it make you feel weird?
Yeah, it made me feel weird. I just was so shocked that no one was trying to hide that they were staring at you. I was just like, bro, at least be like sneaky about it. Like, dude, you could not be in the FBI or like a secret agent because you are very obvious.
Did you give them stares back?
No.
Like a mean glance? Or
no, I didn't give him a mean glance. I think one person I kind of maybe like raised my eyebrows in like confusion. But then you could make the argument that I was staring at them staring at you. So maybe I was staring, but they didn't see me staring. So that fuels my point is like, don't catch someone staring at you, and at least make it subtle. But I wasn't mean. I didn't like, I was just like confusion. Like, bro, what? You're supposed to stare at the aminals. The little baby aminals.
Maybe they thought I was an animal.
No, that's dumb. I don't know. No. You know that's not blue.
Okay, I have a question for you.
Okay.
And think about this, because you're my best friend.
Okay.
Was I looking particularly good looking that day?
Can I tell you something that might hurt your feelings?
No.
Okay. Okay, then next question.
Well, because I'm just saying my biceps are out, son.
Well, that's my point.
Out.
Is I don't like tank tops on men.
Oh.
That's not anything with you. Like any guy that wears a tank top, I do not like it.
But it was hot.
I know.
And I was wheeling and dealing.
I agree. I'm just saying that I don't like that. But
so
are you asking
you're saying
me,
people had a problem with the tank top?
No, I'm not saying that at all. You asked me if I thought you were particularly good looking that day. You're always good looking. But I don't like tank tops on men. Actually, I don't think I like tank tops, period. To be honest with you.
On you or
in general.
Okay.
I just don't like it. Well, you know me. I don't like to show a lot of skin.
Yeah, you don't
I'm
like to
very,
show the
like,
biceps.
very self-conscious about that, but I just don't think I enjoy. Maybe armpits gross me out now that I'm like really thinking about this. That could be it.
Yeah, armpits.
But going back to your question, no, I think you look good every day. You have a very good sense of style and you're very confident and your smile is very like engaging and charismatic. So it's like, that could be it too.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But okay, were they looking at you?
No, absolutely
Are you
not.
sure?
Positive.
Okay, were they looking at the people we were? So it was just, I would just want to make sure it was me.
People look at you all the time. Okay, so that day, yes, it was you. And then behind you, obviously, was Key because everybody loves Key's tattoos. But they say something to Key. They're like, hey, like, I really like your art. I really like your tattoos. But they say nothing to you.
They don't ever talk to me. Maybe because I was like laughing. We were seeing the animals. And I was like, no way, I'm not seeing the birds. And I reeled away from that peacock.
Oh, the peacock?
And
If you follow us on Instagram, you saw our story. This peacock kept following Josiah. It was so funny.
And it was
so
just
mad.
like out.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's what Cheyenne Mountain Zoo does. They let their peacocks roam the zoo.
Why?
They've always done
it's just
that.
the peacocks.
Yeah.
But he was following me.
Well, yeah,
I think
following
he
you.
smelled my fear.
Yeah, he probably did.
I think people are fearful of me in a way.
Why?
And that's why they don't approach me.
Why would they be afraid of you?
Like, I think they're too afraid of being offensive.
Oh, fair. Yeah,
So
I get that.
So they don't know how to talk to me.
Yeah.
But I promise you, I'm just a regular human.
Well, today, someone called you. Our very first episodes, remember I said wheelchair. We talked about the term wheelchair bound. And you were like, no, do not say that. And since you've said that, I've never said it again. But that happened today.
Yes.
Maybe that person is just ignorant and they don't understand that you don't prefer that. I guess I could see your point of like people don't want to offend you or they're too ignorant, so they would just wouldn't say anything at all. But that still doesn't answer my question is why are you staring like so hardcore?
And I promise you, like, I don't mean this to be self-depreciating. I'm not that fascinating. I'm just a person.
You're just a human being.
Who just happens to use a wheelchair.
Yeah.
I'm not going to grow a swan out of my butt. I don't know.
Is that a
Like,
term? I've never heard that in my life. Okay, what the fuck?
But you get what I mean. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to do something magical.
No, you're not.
It's just like I'm a human.
You're a human.
I'm a human being. I'm only human.
Yeah.
By
I'm
the Jonas.
only human. That's by the Jonas Brothers?
No, that's by Christina Perri.
Oh.
I'm only human.
What song were you talking about?
Only Human by the Jonas Brothers.
Never heard it.
Only human.
Never heard of it.
But I don't like. I don't know. That's why I'm trying to get inside of your mind as a person who can walk. Why would you stare, or why would you think you would stare at somebody?
Maybe to see how you navigate. I mean, I don't know. But I mean, you weren't navigating anything. You were literally just rolling on the sidewalk. So it's like nothing new. I don't know. I'm Confucian.
On the sidewalk.
I think maybe it's impressed. Oh, I love that song. Shout out Story of the Year. Maybe they were impressed because of they're like, how did he get up this mountain? Not knowing that Key and Dave and Pat and I pushed you.
Yeah, I pushed myself. I pushed myself a little bit.
I know you did, but that's hard. A lot bit. That was so hard. Oh my god.
Yeah, and then I was like, let go.
Yeah.
When we were going down the mountain.
Yep.
She was coming round the mountain and she goes. Okay. She was coming round the dude, you know that song.
I love how you just make up your own lyrics to the tune. It's just really, really pleasing.
Is that not how it goes?
No. It's she'll be coming around the mountain when she comes.
Oh.
What did you say?
She'll be coming round the mountain.
I think I like your version better. Actually, I don't even think I know the words. But I feel like, whatever, it doesn't matter. You get the point.
Like, if people look at me for a very long time, I'm like, they want something, maybe I should approach them.
Yeah.
But then I have to, like, code switch and be like, maybe I should be the one to open the conversation.
That sucks.
Or approach them. And then they're the ones that have the question. And I'm like, I don't know what I would be talking about. So, but if I went up to every single person at the zoo that was staring at me, I would be there for 6 hours.
Yeah, it was a lot of people. I was just like flabbergasted.
Like I said, I give kids a pass because they often just have a question, or they're not exposed to people who use wheelchairs.
Yeah.
Like you were saying, I got called that today via a work email 2 times.
Hey guys, it's not wheelchair bound. I'm a wheelchair user.
I said, the wheelchair user, me.
Someone actually used that term with me a few weeks ago. They were like, hey, are you still doing that podcast with your friend that's in a wheelchair? And I was like, yeah. And he has a family member that's in a wheelchair. And he said, yeah, one of my family members is wheelchair bound. It was just a term he used. It wasn't anything like rude, but it's just interesting that like,
Yeah,
I know you don't like it, but
I don't like it.
some people do be saying it. I don't like when people call me a chick. I hate that term. I hate that term for a girl or a woman.
What do you like? Just a woman? A girl?
Yeah, don't call me a chick. I hate that.
I'm just going to say.
Bothers me so
I'm
much.
going to say exclusively. What's up, chick?
Like, if it's like something like that, that's fine. But if it's just like, you're a chick, like, chicks don't do that. Or chicks are all into that. I freaking hate that term. I don't know why. It's just one that
What do you say
grinds
back?
my gears. Nothing. And walk away. I just don't.
You say nothing. Okay, if you were in my situation, if you were a wheelchair user and people were looking at you, what would you do?
I'd probably just say, hi.
Okay.
Hi.
Because it used to make me cry when I was a younger kid. I was like, I don't know why they're staring at me. And then I'm just like, whatever. As soon as I hit about 23, 24.
Why would you cry? What were you feeling?
I was feeling like a piece of artwork. Like I'm just there to be looked at.
An exhibit.
And like I think often I had a view of myself that was like, I'm only noticeable because of my wheelchair. I took a long time to work through that.
Oh, nuts.
So I think it just reinforced that belief. But you see, that's a lesson learned, because when you stare at people in wheelchairs, you don't know what they're thinking.
Yeah.
They could be thinking, oh, I'm a worthless piece of crap. They only stare at me because I'm in a wheelchair or I use a wheelchair. They don't know that you're curious about them or have questions, but don't approach them. So how are they supposed to know? Other lesson is you can approach people in wheelchairs who have disabilities and you have questions about.
And if you're nervous to ask a question, I always ask Mason this. I'm like, can I ask you a question about your wheelchair? And if he says no, then I'm like, okay. But all the time he says yes. But it just says like, hey, what I want to ask you is about your wheelchair. Or can I ask you a question about your disability?
Yeah.
Instead of just going straight into the question, like, why are you in a wheelchair? Like,
Right.
what disability do you have? You can ask that opening question first.
That would make me more open to discussing my disability, because I'm very open to talk about my disability, especially with kids. But if you approach it as, hey, there's something wrong with you, what's wrong with you? I'm going to shut down. And I'm going to shut you down and be like, what's wrong with me? Or why did you say that?
Yeah.
But I was at the bar celebrating my brother's birthday, and I was asked 2 questions. What's wrong with me? And then secondly, does it work?
Why do you always get those questions? Don't ask those questions. That's dumb.
Sometimes I open up that conversation and it's questions like that. And I'm like, oh boy, have we got a lot to learn here.
Do you repeat the question back to them? I would do that.
Yes. I said, you asked me, does it work? And
Are you sure you wanted to ask that out loud?
I said, what are you referring to?
Yeah, make them feel stupid, because that's stupid and they're dumb for asking those questions. There's a way to ask those questions, but not somebody you just met.
Yeah.
You can just listen to our podcast.
Yeah.
Because we talked about that. It's somewhere in the
questions,
first season.
Rude questions.
Yeah. That one.
If you preface it with a question like, I have a question about your disability, would you mind if I asked it? I would say, sure, go off, king or queen. And then, but if you say, instead of saying like, what's wrong with you? How did you happen to be in a wheelchair? Mm-hmm. How did this happen?
Yeah.
You know, those questions. And then I can actually answer them openly instead of being on the defense.
Yeah.
Like, nothing's wrong with me. What the are you talking about?
Yeah.
Something's wrong with you. Don't come at me.
I know. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. There's been times where people have asked me, like, how did he end up in a wheelchair? What's wrong with him? And I was like, well, it's not something that's wrong. And I don't think some people that say that don't mean it like that. They're just like, they're not processing.
Right.
It also, like, tone is a thing.
Yes.
Nothing's wrong.
And you can ask me anything you want.
Yeah.
But if you're going to be stupid, I'm going to check you. Okay.
That's just real life.
Kelly, it's about that time. What is your musical recommendation for today?
I'm going to go with a band we are seeing twice
What band are we seeing?
in a row in Seattle. Happens to be my favorite band. You can't see it on camera, but all their records are right here.
I wonder who it is.
It's a band
The anticipation is killing me.
called Thrice.
Oh, you
Didn't know, did you? You had no idea.
Oh my goodness.
No.
Breaking news.
I don't know if you've recommended this song, so sorry if you have. But it's called Stare at the Sun. And it's because you're wearing yellow, and the sun is yellow, and people stare at you. Stare at the sun. You can listen to the revisited version if you want, because it slaps as well. Doesn't matter which version you listen to. Don't listen to the acoustic one. That's not very good. What is your recommendation?
My recommendation is the Motley Crue song, and it's simply titled Looks That Kill. Because, again, you don't know what could be happening when you stare at somebody who is a wheelchair user. So check yourself so we don't always have to do it. Because sometimes your looks could kill and send them in a downward spiral. Other times, it doesn't. Okay?
All right.
Looks That Kill by Motley Crue.
Well, thank you everybody for listening to this this episode of The Roller and the Stroller.
I have been Josiah. I'm your resident roller.
And I'm Kelly and I'm your stroller.
Thank you for listening to the Roller and the Stroller podcast. We're rolling out.
This is a Sidewall Studios production.
Boom! Oh, we should keep that moving.